Welcome back. A Colombian artist is trying to save the planet by creating pieces that appeal to the eye and the environment. Part of his eco-friendly style involves looking for damaged and abandoned but recyclable items. They're then transformed into the artwork of this week's Urban Voice, Andres Hoyos.
La naturaleza es ese de allá, ahí quería explorar como un bosque, hay que mirar un poco ahí quería explorar como un bosque, hay que mirar un poco es un bosque durante la noche, Each pattern represents a color into the composition. I try to be as green as possible.
He is Colombian and majored in business administration. He's also a real estate agent in New York, but his love of the planet and his concern for the environment introduced him to a fascinating world, art.
We should reuse and recycle and be more conscious about our planet. It's not like we are here just to fill lands of, junk. And I think if we think a little bit closer or slowly to what is best for the planet.
According to Andres, every item has the potential of becoming something more than it was originally intended to be. He sees it as a transformation.
This is another side of the art. Like bringing back from something sad to life is something that I really appreciate. And this, for example, is a simple chair. I think people used to take it for concert at the park or things like that. It was on the trash. This was broken. I just fixed it. It falls and kind of has sort of movement. I wanted to give a little bit more support to my statement about transformation.
This way of thinking stirred Andres' interest, and he started a series called Flying Chairs.
Well, I have explored different things. For example, in this one didn't have a seat at all. So I start with this one. I explored to put wires and then wrap them in a preliminary paper and then wrap them with the stamp. You can see from the back is wired.
He gives discarded items a new life and uses stamps to make a statement.
I feel like you have to let your imagination fly and look for something that you really want to do and enjoy doing it. I love how they look when they are hanging up in spaces. Special thanks to the Embassy of Colombia for hosting this event and giving
his Colombian background has influenced his craft as well.
It's something that all Colombians, we are looking for it. It's been a long process and a big effort from the Colombian president and the country in general. I feel like the peace in Colombia has been a hard process with a lot of band-aids, so it's how I want to spread, putting this as a patch. I always admire the work from Omar Rayo. He's from the part of Colombia from where I'm from, and he always was doing like kind of folding figures and using a lot of black and white. I tried to imagine this, well, I would call a squashing movement.
His distinct style of art has even caught the attention of public figures.
The First Lady for Colombia saw one of my pieces. She liked it, and she said that she would like to have one of them using Colombian stamps. I made it for her and I sent it to Colombia. I made it in Brooklyn and it was sent there.
Because he's Colombian.
Adam is a friend of Andres. He has known him for 5 years. He says it's not uncommon to find items that can be easily restored.
When you're walking around in Brooklyn on trash day, which is a couple days a week, there can be big piles of trash and people will throw out all sorts of things, really, really nice things. You could furnish your house.
Adam is amazed at the artistic spirit that Andres possesses.
When he sees the things that people throw out, he finds that a little bit disturbing, and that they're perfectly good things. And maybe sometimes it'll be a beautiful 100-year-old chair and it might have like a loose leg or there might be a spindle missing, but he'll take the time to look at it and then he'll bring it back to his apartment and repair it and then make something out of it.
It is this kind of admiration that fuels Andres' motivation.
The support that I have received from friends always like give me like good energy, like to continue doing my work is very, very encouraging.
Pieces of art that start in dumpsters and find their way into the homes of public figures. Andres' work shows how a little tender love and care can impact the planet.
Andres hopes his artwork sparks the public's interest in recycling. His goal is to help people realize that different items, as in life, have more than one purpose.